Blog Talk Radio.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. It's summer party. Grown and sexy, throwing a party. Good summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed.
Welcome to the Pajama Party, another Friday night affair at the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
Ketel's on location tonight. She's not here in the studio with us. And I'm also here with Redwine.
Bonsoir.
All right. So, Ketel, you left me here with the beast anyway.
You're so funny.
Anyway,
Until I get back.
Yeah. We were celebrating, wow, we're going to get really deep into the life and times of the great Prince. We're sorry to hear about his passing. And we're going to make sure we go over it all tonight. We're going to put it out there for sure. Anything you want to say about this, Redwine? Redwine is a huge fan of Prince, I might add. And
I just have no words. No words. That's all I can say. No words.
All right.
He will be deeply missed.
Yes, he will be.
Whew.
All right now.
yeah, we're going to break it down for sure. So, Ketel, you want to run down a little bit of what we got going on here?
I sure will.
Right.
Okay. Well. I'm trying to get myself together, too. I mean, everybody's been sending out some things on Prince and everything. Everything's been purple. Even rainbow's been produced. I'm trying to tell you. Our hot topics tonight, we're going to get into a little bit Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. First graders cuffed and arrested in Tennessee. Broken discipline tracking system for teachers. Our hit it and quit it headlines. Who tops the dirty air list? Also, sperm clinic sued for lies. What's poppin' with Poppa DD? Why are we here? I'm just saying, my heart is bleeding purple. Also, living for the city with Poppa DD, Michael Strahan. I'm going to talk about that. My Hollywood wrap up. We're going to get into something in the last hour called the Purple Rain of Prince. Cocktail of the week, which is called Purple Rain. Our kiss it list and the last word. Sit back, relax, get your favorite cocktail, and we're going to come back with our hot topics.
All right, we appreciate that. Like I said, stick around. We're going to take a pause for the calls and get back with the Friday night pajama party. All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I want to host Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
Hello, Ketel. You out there?
Hello. Yeah, I'm here.
She was following the president in Saudi Arabia, and she's,
Who else you there with?
I'm here with Redwine.
Don't fly.
Okay. You sound disappointed. What's going on, Papa?
No, she's
It's all good.
it's all good.
Okay. I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm gonna get into our first story because we got a whole hour. We're gonna talk about Purple Rain, Mr. Prince. I know everybody knows his passing right now, and we're gonna break it down for you in our last hour.
All right, go for it.
Okay, well, our first topic here, we're going to talk about Harriet Tubman is on the $20 bill. Finally. The founding father will remain on the front of the $10 bill, which was announced on Wednesday. But the back of the sawbuck who fought to give women the right to vote will be added. So they have different women on the back of the $10 bill, starting in the year 2020, Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Sojourner Truth, Lucretta Mott. So those are some famous women that are going to be on the back of the $20 bill. So Harriet Tubman, she's going to replace Andrew Jackson. So the Treasury Secretary, Jack Lew, he says, I'm excited by it, and I think it's much bigger than just honoring one woman. There also will be changes on the $5 bill. It would depict the Lincoln Memorial, different historical moments. First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, who invited Marian Anderson to sing at the Jefferson Memorial. Also, Martin Luther King Jr., I Have a Dream speech will be depicted on also that $10 bill also. Like I said, it won't be revealed to 2020. That's the 100th anniversary of the women's right to vote. So, should be pretty interesting. What you guys think?
I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a good thing, I'm just sad it's going to take until, when is it, 2020?
2020. I think they want to reveal the 100th anniversary of the women's right to vote, so they're going to make it a real big deal. Plus, it takes time, to do those bills. So, yep.
I don't know if it takes 4 years, but okay.
Well, let me finish reading this part. He goes on to say, it's crazy that women have been mostly absent from our money up until now, with only a few exceptions. Women and men are equal partners in our nation's success, and our money should reflect that. But like you said, it took this long for you guys to realize, hey, we're equal. We should get equality, pay, and all of that good stuff. But maybe that's going to change the trajectory of things. Who knows? We shall see.
Yeah,
what you think, Papa?
It's a good thing. Harriet Tubman was, she was huge in every aspect.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Underground Railroad going north. She went all the way up to Canada in some cases. So
yeah,
that was hard work. That was risky work. That was risque work for sure. And she pulled it off in a lot of incidents, And she showed just how easy it could be flim-flammed.
Right.
So.
But you know what? Maybe this the women being on the money, they might open up some avenues as far as these young folks, as far as history. A lot of these young folks don't know their history. A lot of them don't know about Harriet Tubman. You'd be surprised.
Oh, not at all.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Anywhere you could put the seed in their head,
See what I'm saying? They want to make money, so like you said, put the seed on the money. So, yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay.
All right. What you got over there?
Well, in other news, I got a first graders. This is crazy. I don't know if this is racially motivated or what have you. This is in a town called Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Sounds like one of the one-trick pony towns. You know, one stoplight, one stop sign, what have you.
Uh-oh.
Murfreesboro?
Mm-hmm. Close. Murphy. I think it's Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro.
I can't even say it now.
Anyway,
yeah.
Police handcuffed multiple students aged 6 to 11 at a public elementary school in Murfreesboro last Friday. All right? It was a public outcry, added fuel to already heightened tensions between law enforcement and the community of color nationwide. I guess it was color motivated in some respect. The arrest at Holsgood Elementary School occurred after the students were accused of not stopping a fight that happened several days early off campus, off the school campus, off the schoolyard. It wasn't at the actual school. So a crowd of kids obviously crowded around a fight, and these are all elementary students between 6 and 11, and nobody broke it up. So the police came along days later and arrested the kids that stood around and just let the fight happen. Apparently, the person that was getting beat up must have been a person of stature or high society or
could have been
high complexion or what have you. Read between the lines, anyway. But the juvenile center later released the students, but local community members now call for action. Police review of the incident. They want a complete investigation on why these kids were arrested, handcuffed, and taken to the police station for not breaking up a fight a few days ago. And it's just the parents and everybody, they sharply criticized the situation, but it remains unclear exactly how many children were arrested. State law prohibits the release of juvenile law enforcement records. That depends on whose record it is. That's another story. And the police had denied immediate requests for the information. So it's, but at least 5 to 10 children reportedly involved were black. So I think that was the whole, situation of it. And it goes on and on about the different the community outcries and things of this nature, and pastors getting involved and all this stuff. But it's just going to show you that the whole racial situation starts at a very early age, depending on who's doing the arresting, who's the perpetrator, so-called, involved, and it doesn't even matter about age. If people report something of a nature and the cop get that mad where he just goes and arrests between 6 and 11-year-old children, that's just absolutely crazy.
I don't understand that. Yeah. They seriously handcuffed these children?
Handcuffed them.
Not because they were fighting, but because they didn't break up.
They didn't break up a fight. So obviously, whoever's child was getting their ass whooped, obviously was of some type of in their own particular.
What was it? The mayor's kid got beat up or something?
Who knows? It goes deep, I'm sure. It goes real deep.
Well, I know if I was a parent and I had to go bail my 7-year-old out of jail or a juvenile or wherever they took him, I would have been hopping mad.
Man, that was pretty crazy. So
I wonder, do these kids now, they have a juvenile record for this? If they were processed.
Well,
really?
No, I don't think so. They're under a certain age. That just doesn't make any sense.
I would love to see that.
Handcuffing them didn't make sense. I
don't
know about anybody else. Yeah, I don't know about other folks, but I know when we were growing up, my parents told me, when you see a fight, go the other way. Don't go toward it. Don't try to do anything, but get out of the way.
But how can you pick out these kids a day later without somebody identifying them? They say it was some type of video that was found, but...
there was a video.
It was a video that was found, they said, but that was just crazy. We won't even elaborate on that crazy. And that was in Tennessee, so if you're riding through Tennessee, when you get to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, you may want to step on the gas and go through that area just a little quicker.
You might want to turn around, really.
If they're doing that from 6 to 11-year-olds.
Yeah, imagine what they do to adults.
Ass, exactly.
Well, I've got a story that was done about a recent, I guess you could say it was a study. It's an investigation, put it that way, looking into the problem with teachers that have discipline problems that are able to leave one school system with the discipline problems that they have, and I don't mean stuff like absenteeism and stuff. We're talking about teachers who have done things, sexually inappropriate things to students, and then they get booted out of one school, and then they go to another school, like in another area or another state, and go and become a teacher again, and possibly do the same thing again to somebody else's child. And the problem is that the school systems don't have a real connected network to track all of this information. So they're able to basically go fondle somebody's kid, do some other crazy stuff to somebody's child, get fired from that school, and say, like for example, there was a situation in Georgia. A teacher got her license revoked after finding out that he had been exchanging sexual text messages and naked photos with a female student, and got into some kind of altercation with a couple of other students. Now, they took his license in Georgia, and then he goes and applies for a teaching license or a teaching job somewhere else in another state and gets hired because they're not able to check and see. And I guess they don't check references. I don't know what the reference situation is, but because there's no centralized network, that's how this stuff is happening. There was a situation in Texas where a middle school math teacher lost his job and license after he got caught on camera allegedly trying to meet up with a teenage boy in a sting operation that NBC set up on that show To Catch a Predator. But see, these kind of teachers end up finding their way back in another classroom in another state because this system isn't connected. Now, USA Today did this investigation and started looking into it, and it's ridiculous. It's like thousands of teachers who have been busted in one way or another for either sexual misconduct or some other form of misconduct have had their licenses taken or have been fired and then go to another state and get another teaching job. And the problem is that one is because there's no connected network to keep up with it, and because a lot of the states don't report the names to the one network that they do have. So when they do have a network that people could check, if the states aren't reporting these teachers to put their names in the network, what good is the network? So, the states should be checking backgrounds and whatnot using the one central network that they have, but the network is incomplete with the data because the schools aren't reporting all the data to the network. And I don't understand why. If you have a teacher who has done something like that guy that was trying to hook up with a male student, why wouldn't you put his name in the network to alert other school systems not to hire this guy? I don't understand. I don't get it. So I'm glad that USA did this investigation and analysis. Now my question is, what are the school systems going to do about it?
Nothing.
You got teachers I guess not. You got teachers in Texas that they found out they had all kind of serious discipline issues and stuff, but a lot of them didn't end up in that clearinghouse network. So, therefore, they're able to say if you were in Texas, you crossed the line, go to another state, apply for another teaching job, and then you go ahead and abuse somebody else's child. It blows my mind that they can't keep track of this information better.
Right. It's just ridiculous. That's crazy. I think it's something crazy that they don't want to do. It's just, I think it boils down to almost like the Michigan thing with the water. They just don't want to spend the money to do the system or the network, like you said, properly. It
the money was the issue from the beginning.
Yeah, you may be right. I mean, they're admitting that the system is flawed, the network is flawed, everybody realizes that they got flaws, but they're saying, well, we got to fix the problem. Okay, you acknowledge the flaw, you acknowledge what needs to be done. When are you going to do it? How hard is it to upload some names in a database? I mean, how much does that cost? You're talking clerical time.
Right. I think it's like a domino effect. Well, that too, but it's one, they don't want to dish out the money to hire somebody to do the information, like you said, clerical time, and then two, this one school may need a teacher real bad, so they're like, okay, we're not going to do the background check, we're just going to hire them and just put a body there. A lot of schools do that. So, you know, when something happens,
right.
they're like, oh, you know, the system is flawed. You're going to blame it on the system. No, it's you. You are the system per se. Okay?
Yeah.
So you need to get it fixed. You need to get it right. Stop pointing the finger at somebody else. Just do the damn work. Shit.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah. Look, don't get me started. Start my own damn commentary. Shit. It made me mad.
All I know
man.
is somebody better stop being lazy, you know, because we're talking
Yes.
about children that are at risk. This is ridiculous.
Yes, it is. You're right. You're so right.
All right, we're gonna take a little break and come back with our hit it and quit it list there.
All right.
All right.
Man. All right.
So I was looking over the Cocktail of the Week archives, and we've had so many really great drinks over the past year and a half.
We've had our original signature drink called the Pajama Party and a game changer, and of course we have the last word.
I like the Revolution. It was Hennessy, lemon and lime juice, agave juice, and bitters with jalapeno slices.
Woo-wee!
I like that Crown Royal Flush with the Crown Royal, peach schnapps, and cranberry juice.
Oh yeah. And one of my favorites was the what's it called? The Dutch Mule. Yeah, the Dutch Mule with the Ketel orange vodka, lime juice, and ginger beer.
There are so many to choose from on the apajamaparty.com website.
So check out the Cocktail of the Week archives to get the recipes.
And you can find out how to make the cocktail of the week and sip along with us.
Are there instructions there too?
Sure they are, along with pictures of the drink so you know exactly what it's supposed to look like.
So what's that y'all got in your glass?
This is a boomerang.
Well, I got a kinky read over here.
And I got the aviator.
Get the recipes at www.apajamaparty.com and click on Cocktail of the Week.
Cheers!
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. One of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
Ketel's on location. That's why she sounds kind of foggy. Or she usually sounds foggy. But how you doing, Ketel? And Redwine.
Bonsoir.
Okay, next we're going to talk about the dirtiest cities in America. Bakersfield tops the list for having the most unhealthy days from airborne particles spewed by highway traffic, diesel trucks, farm equipment, fireplaces. The American Lung Association State of the Air 2016 report says that Los Angeles remains the nation's leader in harmful ozone pollution from car tailpipes emitting smog, the report says. Air pollution can trigger asthma attacks, heart attacks, lead to lung cancer, and cause premature death. 8 out of 10 Californians, which is 32 million people, live in counties with unhealthy levels of ozone in particles polluting some of their most of their air in California. That's a known fact, because whenever you see a picture of what they say, well, there's L.A. and there's a big old cloud on top of it. So
that's not a cloud?
That's not a cloud, all right?
It's smog. Well, shout out to Cali.
Salinas was the lone California community on a short list of cities across the nation reporting no days of unhealthy air quality. That must be by the river somewhere.
They better relocate.
Now, the cleanest areas were Burlington, Vermont, a place called Almeria, New York, and Honolulu, Hawaii. All right?
That's the cleanest place.
The cleanest places, yeah. But Los Angeles remains the city with the worst ozone population. But the report said the nation's second largest city also archives its best overall air quality score in many years. So I don't know where they've started getting better air. All right.
So they're still the worst, but they're better than they have been.
Yeah. So Well, local businesses spent over $40 billion since 1992 when a district was formed to mobilize and cut pollution, and it's really not really working, and all that money's going up in smoke. So it's amazing what people are breathing every day. And this is why you see most Asians walking around with masks and stuff on their face. People think they look crazy, but they just trying to live. So,
I understand that.
You know, can't knock that situation.
Well, I got one last hit it and quit it story, and I thought this one was kind of interesting. This one is about a sperm donor who allegedly lied about his background and his mental health status, his educational status, and, you know, gave information to this company that collected his sperm and sold it, and then the truth came out. So this guy, they said he was handsome and healthy, had degrees, several degrees, and was genius-level IQ on paper. Donor number 9623 said he had the best genetics that you could get, and at least 36 children have been born using his donated sperm. Well, according to a lawsuit filed by 3 different families, it took almost 14 years before the donor's true identity was revealed. Come to find out, Mr. Handsome, Healthy, High IQ lied, and he is actually a schizophrenic college dropout with a felony conviction. So now all these families who purchased and have had children utilizing his sperm are suing the company in Canada. The company is called Zytex, XYTEX. So if you purchase sperm from Zytex, from donor number 9623, watch yourself. He is not who you thought. So the company is basically saying, hey, we went with what he said on his paperwork. He said he had multiple degrees. He said this, he said that. And the family suing are saying, you should have, you know, checked this out. Why didn't you investigate and find out if what he said was true? So that's where the lawsuit is coming in now. So you've had some of these companies that, and the way that some of the families found out who the donor really was because of a breach of security of the company's records. So now they messed up on 2 counts. You know, you got a lying donor, then you got a security breach, and due to that security breach, the families were able to find out the actual guy's name, and they checked out, who is this guy for real? And that's when they found out this man has suffered from schizophrenia virtually all of his life. And according to the doctors, they're saying that schizophrenia is considered a genetic trait. So there's a possibility that some of these 36 children born from his sperm could possibly end up schizophrenic. That's why these families are really concerned. And they're suing. So there was a judge in Georgia last year who dismissed the case against the company Zytex, but you know, now the laws have been changed because they said they were outdated when it comes to alternative reproductive issues. Because, you know, there was a time when these kind of issues were never, like, on the books for laws and stuff because it just wasn't a reality. You know, you didn't have to have laws protecting, you know, I guess, truth and revealing what's what with sperm donation and in vitro fertilization and surrogate parents and all that other stuff. That's happened in recent years, and the laws, unfortunately, were not keeping up. So when things like this, discrepancies and stuff pop up, then the law is scrambling, trying to figure out, well, what are we going to do? So, you know, the American Society for Reproductive Medicine is trying to, back in 2012, was trying to put regulations in place. But these regulations are not laws. They're regulations and basically suggestions. And they leave it up to the individual clinics and doctors and facilities to basically do what they think is best. So that's not really serving anybody's best interest.
You know what, this sounds almost similar to... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say it's kind of like that triangle that the Department of Agriculture? Who puts out that triangle of what you should eat? How many servings of dairy and this and that?
FDA?
Yeah.
Federal drug.
It's kind of like that. You know, they give you recommendations and say this is what you should eat to have a healthy lifestyle, but it's not a law. You can eat whatever you want. They just give you guidelines and recommendations. And that's what these this particular, the American Society of Reproductive Medicine, they're giving these doctors recommendations saying, well, you know, we think you should do this, but you do what you want.
That's funny you say that because they just recently changed that pyramid. I don't know what
did
it
they
is.
again?
They changed it, yes. I guess they can change anything they want. They FDA.
I guess.
But I
that's
was
it
say
for
this,
the hit it and quit it.
I was going to add to that this story sounds similar to the story with the white gay couple, and their sperm donor happened to be black, but they wanted a particular sperm donor, wanted to be Caucasian, I guess, and wanted to have a certain IQ and this and that. But they ended up getting a African American little girl.
Yeah, I remember.
And they were going to sue. They sued that company. I think they won, if I'm not mistaken. I
don't remember if they won, but I do remember that story.
But did they keep the baby or what?
Yeah, they had a little girl.
How are you going to sue and keep the baby?
Because
what happened?
Company
what had happened was.
Yeah,
right.
Break
but
it down,
the little girl was I don't know, 2 or 3 by now, but. Two things. Where they lived at, they said we are a predominantly white town, and the little girl was having adjustments to live in the town. And they also added that they had to do special things for her. Now the hair is different, this, that, so I got to go out and go get her hair done somewhere else. You know, just crazy stuff. I'm like, come on, really?
Yeah, it was crazy. I have no sympathy because you can't run a fine-tooth comb through that little girl's hair. You know, look on YouTube, find a video of how to comb that child's hair, and move on.
Right.
So why y'all talking like the child's a science project or something? What's wrong with black hair?
Nothing. I'm saying they were acting like they were in such a hardship because they couldn't figure out how to handle it.
No, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about them. Why are they acting like
they were tripping?
They acting like the child was a science project and they had to figure out how to work it. You know, how do we move it arms and legs?
But just like with this case, the people lied. The company lied and said this particular sperm donor was a Caucasian, and that wasn't true. And, you know, they had certain qualifications and everything the sperm donor had, but it wasn't true. So when the baby came out brown, they were like, this is not what we ordered. Okay? In so many words.
Yeah.
It's sad, but, you know, the child suffered, but, you know. He said, we still love her and yada, yada. But.
And the child had to make an adjustment. That neighborhood was that lily white.
Yeah, they said they had to move. They said people were so racist in that neighborhood they had to move.
There was still such a thing. Okay.
I think, wasn't that in Ohio, if I recall?
Yeah, Ohio is kind of vicious. So
I think it was in Ohio.
I can believe that. That little town that little state is a mess.
I guess you better do the same thing with that. You better push the pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Get on through there. Yeah. All right, so what's popping tonight, Poppa DD?
Anyway, what's popping tonight with me is, you know, just on the premise of something Ketel said earlier about the money with the women on it and things like that, and these ladies here with the child. And my subject tonight on, I'm just saying, is, what's popping, excuse me. Yeah, that's Redwine's subject. Anyway, my subject on what's popping tonight is, why are we here? You know, I hear so much on TV, and I'm not trying to talk sexist at all, but maybe I am, you know. Tonight I'm just not going to care because I'm really kind of tired of, because a lot of stuff people are saying about men really don't pertain to me. You know, I keep hearing people say, most of your elected officials are talking about how, you know, I'm going to stop men from making more money than women and all. What men are they talking about? They damn sure ain't talking about me. You know, and or millions of other men out there that are working and just making a living and have nothing but respect and adornment for our female coworkers. And what people are making really is their own business, and nobody's really talking about what they're making. So if somebody knows what somebody's making, either they talk to human capital or payroll and found out the inside track on somebody or what have you. And if that's the case, then you do something about it based on your own case. But when you say men, just like Steve Harvey when he says men, every time I hear people say that term, you have to understand that men is like it's a plural, and it talks about the mass. If you say men or man or I, then you break it down more individual. But when politicians say, well, men are making more money than women, well, how the hell do you know that? And what statistics are you taking? And what group of people are you talking about? White collar, blue collar? What are you talking about? I mean, it's like Steve Harvey says men are this and men. Well, men. Steve Harvey said one day, well, ladies, what you got to understand is that men, we stupid. I'm like, ain't nobody stupid but your black ass Negro. Okay, speak for yourself. Okay, you the one that was in all kind of drama with your first wife. Then your second wife came along. You act like she was the Queen of Sheba, and everything is cool with that. But now you done got done slutting it up out there in the world. Now you done became holier than thou because you got all your little $1 million projects working. That's cool. But damn, brother. You know, then you write that book, you know, what's the name of the book, Redwine? Act like a woman, think like a man, telling all men's inside tracks and everything, giving away all the trade secrets. Man, ain't your ass pussy whipped. You know what I mean? No disrespect, but damn. And ain't nobody following your country ass tactics, no way. Now you took off your big ass overgrown suits and big ass pants and long jackets and top hats and all that old, pimp stuff you used to wear, and now you're holier than thou. So that's just one example. And then, like I said, politicians, mostly female politicians, we going to stop men from it. Then you look at most of the shows or a female audience all over. It's Ellen, Steve Harvey. It's like ladies all in the audience, and they all talk about topics that better ladies. So what the hell are men doing there? My subject again, what are we doing here? What are we, sperm donors? What are we? Let me get that bag for you. Let me open up that door for you. What do we represent anymore? A fragment of people? You go to a sperm bank to get pregnant. You do everything. Well, what's the point? If that's the case, then leave us the hell alone. Let us live our lives for a minute. Okay? Just stop messing with us in other ways, or tripping us up, or messing up our lives, or trick bagging us with things, with sneaky pregnancies and crazy shit. You know what I mean? If you don't want to fuck with men, don't fuck with them at all. But don't Shanghai them, talk about them like a dog, but then flim-flam and circle jerk them when you want to get something that you want. So what I'm saying tonight is like, why are we here? Everybody came here from some sperm somewhere from somebody. Whether you was illegitimate, planned, unplanned, trick bag, backseat of a Lincoln Continental, however you got here. You got here on those means. And now that we've become the endangered species and need to back off and don't get involved or no programs support us, it's getting crazy. Just look at the TV programs tomorrow. All the ladies, you can do anything you want. I'm not bashing ladies, and I'm not overzealous with men. I'm just speaking my mind. That's how I feel. So shoot me if you want. That's it for me for What's Poppin'. Anyway.
Dropping some mics tonight. What's up?
Dropping the mic.
Louis.
All right, now. If you guys want to comment on what we're talking about, hit us up tonight. 914-803-4306.
And press 1.
Get in the queue. Yeah, so we can hear what you're talking about. Check in or something. Say check 1, check 2 or something.
Come at me.
Uh-oh.
I wore 2 bulletproof vests tonight.
See what I'm saying?
You got 2, huh? Okay.
And I wore a cup between my legs in case somebody want to kick me in my pride.
Okay.
Anyway.
This is supposed to be a special night tonight, Papa. We honoring the Purple Man Prince himself. So in the last hour, we're going to get into the Purple Reign of Prince. You guys stay tuned for that because it's going to be off the chain. So we're going to keep moving. We're going to take a break. We
have a caller, by the way.
Well, we got a caller, so I'm going to pick up this caller, and then we will keep it rolling. Caller, you're live on the air. Go right ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good afternoon. Good. Matter of fact, it's nighttime. Oh, I'm in the house.
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. Good evening, Ketel.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Poppa DD.
Uh-huh.
And who's with the yellow still?
Redwine.
Oh,
Redwine.
I almost forgot I forgot what I was saying. But you know what was interesting? The donor situation.
Yes.
Because when I think about that, you know what I mean, for one donor to have 36 kids out there, that's crazy, you know what I mean? Because when you really look at it, you know what I mean, God forbid if one of them kids meet the other kid and make some babies, then we'll have a DuPont thing going on.
All right now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, 36 children from one donor.
Yeah.
You know, so it should be regulated. You know, I think, one donor, you know, if somebody donates their sperm, it should just go to one person.
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah, I mean, not to a whole group of people.
Yeah, instead of being cut up like provolone cheese, I can dig it.
Right, you know what I mean? Because you don't know down the line, these kids meet one another, and they start a fit, and now they're related. And, you know,
it's a small world.
Right, the world is small.
And where they donate the sperm, everybody lives in the same community, or what, Redwine? Did it say that they all live in the same community?
This was in Canada, so I don't know where they all are.
Yeah. It's a small
I
world.
mean, that's interesting. That was, that's interesting. And then the other topic about the men making more money than the women, and well, I can see everybody, equal rights. I don't have no problem with that.
But you got to pick on who you're talking about.
In the world today. Huh?
Most of the people that talk about that, they're actually talking about the corporate world, where people making six figures and they're doing the same thing and things like that. I don't think they're talking about your run-of-the-mill factories and things like that, because, But, like I said,
where it goes on the most.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they should speak to that crowd.
Yeah.
But don't lay that on
the most.
Don't lay it on the $7 hour crowd. They don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
No, that's a good observation, though. Maybe it should just be allowed for one person, and that's it.
Yeah,
well, yeah.
I agree.
I definitely think that. I don't think a donor should be able to donate to a whole group of people. I don't think they should allow that. So it should be regulated, and it should be heavily regulated, because with this day and time, and we all know the world is small.
That's true.
Yeah.
So,
6 degrees beyond separation.
Right, and eventually these kids are going to meet one another, and then that's going to be an issue. A lot of retarded children going to be out there.
It's going to be a hot mess.
Yeah.
A hot schizophrenic mess.
Yeah, 36 kids. That's 4 baseball teams. Wow.
All right, then.
All right. Appreciate you.
Okay. I'll keep listening.
Thanks for listening.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Look, I want to add on that note. Remember the guy that played the reality show, the people in the woods on the island? What was the name of that show?
What was that, Lost?
No.
A reality
it was a reality show. Yeah. And the first guy that won, remember he won the $1 million. He didn't pay the taxes.
Survivor.
Later,
Survivor,
Survivor, right. The very first one, the guy that won, he won the $1 million. Remember he went to jail for a minute because he didn't pay the taxes on
one that got naked and everything,
Yeah.
Yeah. But check this out.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with him as far as a sperm donor. He was a sperm donor like in college or something. And he ended up having a son and a daughter.
Oh, they tracked him down?
They met. Yeah. The son and the daughter tracked him down. And they met for the first time because he was just donating his sperm. That was it. But that son looks just like him. the daughter, yeah, similarities, but he spit him out. So I was like, wow. And I think the girl and the guy are the same age. I was like, wow, that was interesting. But, yeah.
Wow.
I said, who knew? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really, who knew?
Yeah, uh-huh. Okay, all right, we're going to keep it moving. We're going to take a little CC break or what? Y'all continue our cocktails or what?
We're going to take a CC break.
Yeah, I need a refill.
A refill.
So we're going to take a quick break. Yeah, we're just going to take a quick one, and then we'll be right back.
All right.
Your finest cognac over a glass of ice in a short glass. Goes great with Poppa DD's segment. Living for the City on Blog Talk Radio every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time or apajamaparty.com on a live stream. I want to talk to that Poppa DD myself. I'm going to hit him up. It's on 914-803-4306. Once again, that's 914-803-4306. And you should too.
And we're back Friday night on the Pajama Party Show. This is Redwine. Bonsoir. I'm here with Ketel.
Yeah. Hello.
And Poppa DD.
What's going on?
And it's time for my segment, I'm Just Saying. And tonight, I'm just saying my heart is bleeding purple. How do I pay tribute to the musical genius of the Purple One? Not a day goes by for me that his music was not in rotation on my iPod. And for me, it was more than just the music. It was the lyrics, the compositions, the combinations and the chord structures that he used, and it was the feeling and the sentiment behind the music. It was just so much more to Prince than met the eye, and I really appreciated all of that. And one thing I can say is that I think there was such a deeper meaning behind his music, and there will never be another Prince. From the first 45 of his that I bought, which was Soft and Wet, you all remember that one, I knew there was something that was so fresh and new and unique about him. He was intriguing, and he was way ahead of his time, and the world wasn't ready for him. But I think they accepted him because he was just so talented that they couldn't even deny it. And as the years went on, everybody came to realize just how extraordinary he was. I'm just saying, my heart is bleeding purple. It was Prince who taught me that there's 23 positions in a one-night stand. You remember that song? He schooled us on what it sounds like when doves cry, and he took us on a trip to Exotic City and made it come alive. And we can't forget the music lesson he gave us with musicology. I'm just saying that tonight my heart is bleeding purple. I envisioned being that little red Corvette too many times wearing that raspberry beret. Yeah, that was me. He once sang that he was something we could never comprehend, and I think he was right. His catalog of music exceeds comprehension. Prince was never afraid to express himself and push the boundaries of music, fashion, and life. I last saw him perform in 2014 in New Orleans, and it was the most moving musical experience I think I have ever enjoyed. He gave so much of himself just to please the audience, and I loved every minute of it. When I heard that he was ill, I was worried, but then I read he was fine, so I relaxed. And then yesterday, when the word came that the Purple Rain had come to an end, I was in denial. I really thought it was just another one of those hoaxes gone wild. And then it started being reported all over the media, and then I realized that we had truly lost another of the beautiful ones. So I'm just saying tonight my heart is bleeding purple. So now I guess breakfast can wait. No more pancake parties at the Paisley crib. No more starfish and coffee, and the lady cab driver can drive on. Truly nothing compares to Prince. We'd give all the diamonds and pearls in the world if we could read the signs of this time and reverse the events of yesterday. We've got 1,000 hugs and kisses for you, Prince. I feel like I've lost a cousin that I didn't get to see often, but I loved nonetheless. So all I can say is, until the end of time, his music will be there for us. He gave his heart and his mind.
All right, Redwine. It's all right. It's all right. Heart beating purple.
And I truly adored him. If God one day struck us blind, his music I would still see. Love is too weak to define just what he meant, not just to me, but to all of us. Rest in purple paradise, Prince. We will never forget you, and your music and your philanthropy will live on forever. I look forward to seeing whatever new music comes out of those vaults, because you know he had it stashed up. So rest now, Prince, and we'll see you on the ones and twos, some purple time tomorrow. This is Redwine, and I'm just saying, my heart is bleeding purple.
All right, Redwine. Redwine. Ooh.
Yeah.
I think everybody's heart's bleeding purple right now. You guys got a favorite song or anything? Give us a holler. 914-803-4306. Press 1, get in the queue so we can hear your favorite song, or is anything favorite about Prince? I think after that we're going to take a little CC break and we're going to come back. Right, crew?
Yeah, we are. Take a break.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got to regroup. I'm sorry about that.
Performing the B-side classic, She's Always in My Hair, Prince and Third Eye Girl.
Whenever I feel like giving up, whenever my sunshine turns to rain, whenever my hopes and dreams aimed in the wrong direction, she's always there, telling me just how much she cares. Always, always, always in my head. Whenever I am not, even if I hit the wrong, she's always in my boat. She's always there, telling me just how much she cares. She's always, always, always in my head.
Welcome back to the Pajama Party. One of hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir.
All right. Redwine had tightened up, boy. She's a diehard Prince fan from the word go. I mean, just up on everything that he did, up on his latest, up on his greatest. And, you know, when you lose someone like that so sudden, all of a sudden, it's, you know, it's vicious. It's unbelievable at first. It's, you know, I think the whole world, and I've heard some really deep stuff from people, which the one thing that really got me is that most stars looked at him and they were mostly completely intrigued. They couldn't believe it. Wow. How's a person even perform like that? So
right.
I can understand.
He was just a gifted young man, that's all.
Yeah, most stars became audience members when they saw him. No matter how big they were. They sat in the audience saying, wow, this is off the chain. He didn't never stop.
Yeah, we getting ready to get into that. We getting ready to reach into the Purple Rain of Prince in the short. So, what you got over there, Papa?
Tonight, my Living for the City, I want to talk about Michael Strahan. There's been talk with Michael Strahan. He's one of the hosts with Kelly Ripa on the morning show they have on ABC, and which is the legacy that went on, which started originally with it went all the way back to Regis and Kathy Lee, and it just migrated all the way to Kelly Ripa and Kelly and Michael on their show that comes on 9 o'clock Eastern Time on ABC. But the talk is that Michael Strahan signed a contract to go to Good Morning America here soon. I don't know when it's going to be exactly. But my take on the whole thing is that I thought that Michael and Kelly looked pretty comfortable. I thought that they made a great team, a great match. And they had a good show. But it just appears that somebody pulled Michael in a corner somewhere, or one of the executives took him up on the 8th floor and made him an offer he couldn't refuse. And to me, it's kind of scary because, the gentleman is already a champion himself. He's a NFL player for the New York Giants, won a Super Bowl with them, stellar career. He's in the NFL Hall of Fame. He does the NFL show on Sundays on Fox, and then he flies, I guess, on the Night Owl Sunday night to do the show with Kelly. And now he's going to go to Good Morning America and leave that show without telling Kelly what he was doing. Now, what gets me with this is that him and Kelly been together for a long time, so why would you not tell your coworker what you're doing? Why would you do a sneak attack? And it just looks to me, and maybe I'm speculating too much, but it looks like Michael's getting too big for his britches, And I think that a black man doesn't have that much lucrativeness in the world. We always got to watch our back. We got to watch why we're there, And they probably took him up there because right now the lead show in the morning is Gayle King and Charlie Rose. And Charlie Rose is he's good because he goes back years, and he's been on PBS, and he's a straight shooter journalist. And the other lady, Redwine, what is the other lady with Nora? Yeah, Nora, and then you got Gayle King, which is Oprah's best friend, and she's funny as hell. So she brings the comedy to the show. So they're a natural group, but they're good. They're very good, and they're the number one show. And I think ABC is last. I think they're even after the other show with Matt Lowry and the other gentleman, the weather guy, Al Roker. But anyway, I just think that ABC needs a shot in the arm. So they pull a tall, dark, and handsome gentleman and bring him up and tell him to come over here and help us out. But don't tell Kelly. We'll tell Kelly. And he went with that. Didn't tell Kelly. And now he's going over there. But, yeah, like I said, as a black man, that could be a short-lived move for him. Because as soon as the ratings go up, they could kick him to the curb. And then Kelly would have a replacement. He won't have nowhere to go. So if you got all that stardom and you're a Hall of Fame guy and you found a good, comfortable job, brother, why didn't you just be cool, man? I can understand they probably offering you double the money, but nowadays money is not everything. And as you get older, it really ain't everything. Believe me, the quality of life is a lot better and it spins a lot easier. Being off on the weekends, being able to kick your feet up and knowing what days you got off and having a light schedule is the way to live these days. I'm not saying that because I got a little age on me. I'm just saying that, period. Nobody should work hard. We should work smart. And for him to still be, running that rat race when you already ran the NFL, you already established yourself as a prominent black man in society, and you scored a good job. I just hope that over the next few months or the next few years that this move to the morning show, Good Morning America, don't turn out to be a bust because I don't think that, what's his name, George Stephanopoulos?
Something like that.
He's not going nowhere. So if they got to get rid of anybody, it's going to be your black ass, brother. So watch yourself going over to this new job. I think you really should stay with Kelly on that morning show because George ain't going nowhere and neither is Robin Roberts. So if they got to get rid of somebody, it's going to be you. So you probably should have been cool and stayed where you was. That's it for me tonight with Living for the City. Good luck, Michael Strahan.
All right.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens.
Yeah, you want to comment on that, give us a call at 914-803-4306.
And press 1.
And press 1.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting what you said there, Papa. You might have a good point there. He just better watch his back because you don't know who Kelly knows. She's been on that show 15 years, and I think they were together for 4, and he starts in September. But at least, you know, you work with the woman every day. You could at least pull her aside and say, look, ABC is considering me, you know, the job looks promising, yada, 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 something.
Those executives told her, no, don't tell her, we'll tell her. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was foul.
That wasn't right. Yeah, it was.
But you know,
he tried to cover his tracks though. He really did.
Well, he's OJ right now, running through the airport for Hertz rent-a-car. So welcome OJ Part 2. Here we go.
Oh boy. I hope that doesn't become a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Hollywood, what's going on in Hollywood, Ketel?
Yeah, we got a little bit going on until we get into the Purple Rain of Prince. A few notes. Doris Roberts, she's a veteran actress. She died at 90. That's the mother that played Everybody Loves Raymond. They said she died peacefully in her sleep. She's a 90-year-old actress whose celebrated career spanned 6 decades. She won 4 Emmys for her portrayal of Maury Barone on the top-rated long-running CBS comedy series in 1996 to 2005. It goes on to say Doris Roberts had an energy and a spirit that amazed me. She never stopped, whether working professionally or with many charities that she had. I did see a report recently on TV. She adored her grandkids. Roberts, who was born in St. Louis and grew up in New York, was a veteran of Broadway before starring in various films and TV series. She began her career in 1950. A few notable movies she was in was Barefoot in the Park in 1967, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 in 1974, and she was also in Medea's Witness for Protection 2012. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, I remember. She played the mother-in-law. She was fun in that. Also, on the Hollywood circuit, wrestler, you know her as China. Her real name is Joan Lara. She died. She was 46. They're not sure the cause of her death yet. From 1997 to 2001. She began lifting in her hometown of Rochester, New York at the age of 15, I guess lifting weights, and at one time could reportedly bench press 325 pounds. Wow. Okay, wouldn't want to meet her in a dark alley.
Not at all.
No. She did open up about growing up in a home of alcoholism, and she would later document that, I guess, in a book. Yeah. I was like, okay, wow, serious. Yep. So that's it for the Hollywood wrap-up, short and sweet, because we're going to get into the Purple Rain of Prince. You guys want to take a brief break and come back, or you want to keep moving?
Okay, we can take a quick one, and we'll come back, and then we're going to go into our, get ready for our tribute to Prince.
Right.
All right, students, settle down. Today's lesson is on weed etiquette. Just because weed has been legalized in certain states, people need to understand that they should use weed etiquette when visiting friends and family. Now, if you choose to smoke weed when visiting friends and relatives who don't smoke weed, please remember these rules. Number 1, go outside. Number 2, collect the roaches. Number 3, stand away from the house. Number 4, wash your hands and mouth when you come back inside. And remember, everyone does not want to get high with you. So don't take it personal. Some people may be on parole. Some may be interviewing for jobs where drug testing is required. And some may be in AA and they just can't get high with you. Maybe they just don't like the smell of weed. Did you think of that? So remember, if you sit in a car and smoke weed and come back in the house and sit on their nice upholstered furniture, that smell will remain in their sofa for quite a while, and they may not like that. Weed is not a cologne or a perfume. Everyone doesn't want to smell it. So make sure you use weed etiquette when you do your thing. This has been a public service announcement for weed etiquette, and we thank you for your time. Hey, Papa, what are you doing, man? What you doing?
I'm waiting for the teacher to get
Students, settle down. Settle down. Hey, students, okay, share with the teacher. Why? Share with the teacher. Students, share with the teacher. Someone open the window, please. Open the window.
Okay, all right.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
All right, and Redwine.
Bonsoir.
Okay. And at this part of the show, we're gonna dedicate a little time to Prince Rogers Nelson, and do a little bio on the brother and a little background and some overground, and speak on what's going on with him.
All right.
Start it off.
Okay, so I'll give you some background. Famed singer, songwriter, and musical innovator Prince was born Prince Rogers Nelson on June 7, 1958, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. His parents were John Nelson, a musician whose stage name was Prince Rogers, and Mattie Shaw, who was a jazz singer who performed with the Prince Rogers Band. He became interested in music at a young age and taught himself how to play the piano, the guitar, and the drums. His parents broke up when he was about 10, and he and his sister split their time between their parents' home. He eventually ran away and moved in with neighbors, the Anderson family. In high school, Prince formed his first band called Grand Central, later known as Champagne, with Andre Anderson, who later changed his name to Andre Simone, and Morris Day. In 1978, Prince was signed to Warner Brothers Records. In a 2009 interview with Tavis Smiley, Prince revealed that when he was a child, he suffered from epileptic seizures and that he was teased in school. He told Tavis Smiley that early in my career, I tried to compensate for being as flashy and as noisy as I could. Then in 1978, he dropped his debut album called For You, which was followed by his album entitled Prince in 1979. He played practically all the instruments on the albums, and the sophomore release contained his first top 20 hit, the easygoing I Wanna Be Your Lover. The critically acclaimed Dirty Mind album dropped in 1980, consisting of material that was graphic in its exploration of sexuality and fantasy. 1981 gave us Controversy that continued playing with the themes of its predecessor, as seen with the dance-oriented title track that reached number 3 on the R&B charts, as well as songs like Sexuality and Do Me Baby. Yet, as Prince continued to develop his career, he would also be known for tracks that had a deep spirituality with a yearning for majesty and wonder. The singer found international success with the release of his 1982 album entitled 1999, which included the top 20 title track, an exquisite synth funk about nuclear doomsday, as well as the top 10 hit Little Red Corvette and Delirious.
Wow. All right.
He was busy.
On to the
He
80s.
was. To the
And that was
80s.
before 1980.
Yeah, that was just in the 70s.
Wow. I remember that. Well, I'm going to keep it moving. The 80s, Purple Rain and Beyond, with his band, The Revolution, Prince went on to create the classic album Purple Rain in 84. Boy, that's a classic right there. Which also served as the soundtrack to the film of the same name, grossing almost $70 million. Co-starring Apollonia and the Day, Ketel and Day. The movie garnered an Academy Award for Best Original Song Score. The melancholy title track, Purple Rain, reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, while the hits When Doves Cry and Let's Get Crazy both reached number 1. While Crazy readily joined the pantheon of wild, electrifying rock songs, Doves Cry had one of a kind of a signature, displaying an otherworldly meld of electric and funk elements without a traditional chorus. The soundtrack offered 2 other hits, I Would Die For You and Take Me With You. You guys remember those?
I do.
All right, I bet you do. Also, Darling Nikki was another tune from the Purple Rain. After Senator Al Gore's wife, Tipper, bought the album for their daughter and listened to the track, she eventually pushed for albums to sport labels specifically geared toward parents warning of graphic lyrics. Oh, she started the ball rolling. That's interesting.
Yeah.
After the fact.
Yeah, after the fact.
Yeah, she heard that Nikki, and she was like, what?
Yeah, Nikki blew her mind.
I see. Look, Al probably enjoyed it first. Also, in 85, saw the release of Around the World in a Day, which had the top 10 tracks from Raspberry Beret, which they keep playing, and Pop Life. The record continued to feature Prince's penchant for playing a range of instruments and desire to impact messages of self-love as seen with Paisley Park. And that's the name of his home, right? The area.
Right.
A track inspired by the same name of his studio. In '86, Prince released his 8th studio album, Parade, which included his number 1 R&B single, Kiss. And Parade served as a soundtrack for the artist's second film, Under the Cherry Moon, which he directed and starred in. Everybody knows that. That was in black and white, matter of fact. Yeah.
It was.
Uh-huh. So,
very
also
creative.
After the disbanding of the Revolution, Prince was able to consolidate various shell projects into what ultimately became the double album signed The Times in '87, with the title track reaching number 3 on the pop charts and number 1 in R&B. The album was known for its stark commentary on social issues, yet also contained fun jams like You Got the Look, did a duet with Sheena Easton. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was a good dance song.
Yeah. Also, Sugar Walls from the '84 album, A Private Heaven. Are you familiar with that, Redwine?
I remember Sugar Walls.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to leave that at that.
What had happened was...
Yeah, keep it moving.
Okay. Let's get on into the 90s then, Papa.
Okay, the early 90s, Prince developed what was called a new power generation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
NPG.
The early 90s marked the launch of the new power generation. Prince's latest band that featured a blend of contemporary R&B, hip-hop, jazz, and soul, along with the vocals of Rosie Grimes. The group was first called out in the soundtrack to Graffiti Bridge, a 1990 sequel of Purple Rain that did not fare well at the box office, yet still yield the top 10 tracks, Thieves in the Temple. Thieves.
That was awesome.
In the night. Anyway, With a new power generation and artistic contribution, Prince found success with his albums Diamonds and Pearls in 1991. If I could, I would give you the world.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, was rose to number 3 on the Billboard 200 album chart. Diamonds included a romantic title ballad and industrial strength song called Get Off.
Yeah.
The playful Phantom, Insatiable.
Oh, yeah.
And the spicy number 1 song called Cream.
Get on top.
Okay, get on top. Anyway. Prince worked with the new power generation. His work with them continued to unashamedly toy with ideals around sexuality, gender norms of the body. To promote the album, Prince had appeared on the 1991 MTV Video Music Awards to do a live performance of Get Off, echoing parts of the track and music video.
And he got off.
The performance featured an array of dancers and musicians, and an on-stage just freak show, in other words. With the artist famously turned around toward the end of the song to show off his seatless pants. That's when he wore the pants with the butt
out. Yes,
the butt
he did.
out. Anyway, yes. In the fall of 1992, Prince had signed a record $100 million deal with Warner Brothers, which was considered the largest recording of music public contract in history at the time, and allowed him the freedom to pursue television, film, books, and merchandising deals separately. As a comparison, following music giants Michael Jackson, Madonna, they only had $60 million contracts. So Prince was making big money. All right? Provocative performances aside, Prince had well established himself as an in-demand collaborator and behind-the-scenes player whose songs were remade by other artists in the 1980s. Chaka Khan released a highly successful cover of the 1979 tune I Feel For You. You ought to hear Prince do that song, I Feel For You.
I've heard him.
Real nice. And so I Feel For You is a remake of Prince's original I Feel For You. He did in 79, and Chaka Khan did that in the 90s, just so you get your history straight.
Okay.
While Sinead O'Connor, biggest hit was Prince's Nothing Compares to You, which was a wonderful song.
Yeah.
Okay, The Art of Noise and Tom Jones, they reached the UK Tops 5 in 1988 when they remade the song Kiss.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
Alicia Keys, she covered a song, How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore?
Oh,
and she really made that her own.
Yeah, but Prince tore that song up.
But I'm telling you, Alicia Keys, when she did that song, How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, it sounded like she did it herself. She really did a great job on that, but Prince did it originally. Prince also worked on a Pacific album that tracks for performances like Khan, Madonna, Tevin. He worked with Tevin Campbell, Kate Bush, The Time, Patti LaBelle, and who's this here? Janelle Monáe. That's Redwine.
Oh yeah, love her.
He was behind the girl group Vanity 6, led by singer and actress Vanity, and their number one dance hit Nasty Girls.
Oh yeah.
He sent a song to the all-women's band, the Bangles, that would be break records also, having 2 hits with them, Manic Monday. So he wrote that song by them called Manic Monday, just another Manic Monday. In 1992, Prince and the New Power Generation released Love Symbol album. All right, though embraced by some critics, sales did not fare well with that. So that was a kind of disappointing album. But it right. It did transcend it like it should, and he had a song called My Name Is Prince, and another song which had a high sexy nature called You Sexy MFer. Or as Prince said, You Sexy Motherfucker. Anyway. That garnished some attention as well. The following year, Prince released a compilation of box set called The Hits, the B-side, which had an array of popular songs as well as some newly releases, Pink Cashmere, a tender number song, which was Falsetto.
Oh, yeah. And all of that led up to the name change.
Name change.
Remember when he became the Symbol?
The Symbol.
So the lack of success for the Love Symbol album created tension between Prince and his record label, Warner Brothers, at the time. So over the ensuing years, the singer's career went through a roller coaster of ups and downs, and turned off by the feeling controlled by his label, Prince changed his name to the unpronounceable Glyph, which is, as he says, it's a combination of the symbol for male and female combined. So it was an unpronounceable symbol, so that's when he became the artist formerly known as Prince.
Right.
So in 1993, it was a fusion of female and male astrological symbols, which he used up until the year 2000. That was 7 years he was rolling with the symbol. During that time, he more frequently referred to as the artist formerly known as Prince, and his new symbol was not embraced by many fans. I was not one of them. He also started making appearances with the word slave drawn on the side of his face, meant to convey the great disdain he had for his record label. Prince did release the 1995 album The Gold Experience during this time of duress, and scored another top 5 song with The Most Beautiful Girl in the World. That video is nice too. Once he was released from all contractual obligations to Warner Brothers, Prince released a trilogy album fittingly entitled Emancipation in 1996, which went on to become certified platinum and featured the soul remake of Betcha by Golly Wow. Y'all remember the way he did that? It was beautiful. Several other albums affiliated with his New Power Generation label soon followed, including Crystal Ball in 1998 and Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic in 1999.
Wow.
He was busy.
He was busy.
All right, turn it over to you, Ketel, for the recent years.
Okay. The recent years, after several years of relative obscurity, Prince returned to the limelight in 2004 to perform on the Grammy Awards again with Beyonce Knows. You better work. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was hot.
He was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That spring, he released Musicology, with a tour that became the top concert draw in the United States. The album won 2 Grammys and added another dreamy ballad, Call My Name, to the Prince canon. His next album, 3121, was released in 2006. I know you know about that one, Redwine.
Oh, yeah.
3121. That year he wrote and performed Song of the Heart for the animated film Happy Feet. I didn't know that. He won a Golden Globe for Best Original Song for the composition. 2007, he performed for the Super Bowl. That was the best. I enjoyed that. Halftime show on a massive stage, shaped as his famous symbol, and it was truly raining. I think he brought the rain. That was 140 million fans right there. 2010 was a year of accolades for Prince. He not only was lauded by Billboard.com as the greatest Super Bowl performer ever, but was also featured in Time Magazine's 100 Most Influential People in the World. He earned a Lifetime Achievement Award from the BET Awards. He ended the year with an induction into the Grammy Hall of Fame. He also continued to release albums as seen with Planet Earth 2007, Lotus Flow, and in a joint deal with the Daily Mirror 2010.
That was an awesome album. That Lotus and Planet Earth, awesome album. Yeah.
Okay.
If people slept on that, you should go get those.
Wow. Well, to check that out. If they're not sold out yet.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, because those folks were in the store that night. When they found out, they were in there that night. He railed against the idea of, It also goes on to say he railed against the idea of providing his songs to online music platforms without proper upfront compensation and profit sharing. with his tracks eventually only found on the Jay-Z-backed streaming service Tidal. One of the few pop artists to have full ownership of his masters, he was diligent via web sheriff in erasing examples of his music. Interesting. He was thrust behind the Lens V Universal Musical Group case, which successfully pushed for the YouTube removal of a baby dancing to Let's Go Crazy. I think I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
They said, if you don't do it, I'm going to get paid. He also continued to take political stands with his performances as well. On May 2nd, 2015, Prince staged a dance rally for peace at Paisley Park to pay tribute to Freddie Gray, a 25-year-old African-American who died in police custody after his arrest in Baltimore, and to show support for the activists protesting his death. With his backup band, Prince performed a 41-minute concert, including his protest song Baltimore, which was inspired by Gray's death. Yeah, I remember that. People are going crazy trying to get tickets for that show.
Yeah, and just to elaborate on his personal life a little bit, Prince was extremely private about his personal life, and he preferred to spend time at Paisley Park compound, away from the celebrity spotlight. He said he hung in Minnesota because it was cold there and they kept the bad people away. And in the 80s, Prince had a long on and off, as far as his personal life is concerned, in the 80s, Prince had a long on and off relationship with singer-songwriter Sunana Mavina, who was a twin sister of Wendy, who was one of the guitar players in his group, where he said her name in that movie, Wendy. Anyway.
In the original group.
Yeah. He was also romantically involved with the drummer extraordinaire Sheila E. The two worked together on her album, The Glamorous Life, featuring a top 10 R&B track, The Romance 1600, showcasing the single, A Love Bazaar. On Valentine's Day 1996, Prince married backup singer and dancer Myra Garcia. She was the one that danced on that song,
Maite, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Remember the Thunderbird?
Maite was bad.
Yeah, she was dope. Anyway,
all right, easy.
Anyway, the couple had a son who was born October 16, 1996, and then died a week later from some type of a syndrome or what have you, a rare generic disease. And Prince and Garcia marriage was annulled in 1999, and she also had a miscarriage as well. So between those two particular situations of not being able to bear children, that relationship didn't survive, and 3 years later, the relationship was annulled, 1999, and they were divorced in 2000. In 2001, Prince married his second wife. What's the name? Molandia? He gets everybody with these foreign names.
He does have these. Manuela.
Manuela Castanio. Is that the one that's married to your boy?
No,
now?
Maite is the one that married Eric Benet.
Okay.
The first wife.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, his second wife was Manuela, and she had been employed by one of his charitable organizations that year, and also became Jehovah's Witness, embraced his religion faith after years of study. Okay, Prince's marriage to her ended in 2006, and then he had a relationship with one of his musical proteges, someone named Bria Valtini. All these foreign names, but Valtinez. And all these women were fine as hell. Let me just say that there. Despite their long foreign names, Prince, I think beauty was his biggest draw, because every woman that Prince dated was completely fine and sexy as all get up. Anyway, in March 2016, it was announced that the pop superstar was working on a memoir as far as tentatively titled The Beautiful Ones. This is a very great title because, as he said, the beautiful ones always smash the picture. And that was scheduled for a fall 2017 release, according to Billboard magazine. Prince spoke to an audience at the music industry event about the memoirs. He said that this is my first book. My brother Dan is helping me with it. He's a good critic, and that's what I need. He's not a yes man at all, and he really helps me getting through this. So we're starting from the beginning of my first memories, and hopefully it will go all the way up to the Super Bowl. And finally, on this end, his death. On April 21st, 2016, Prince was found dead at Paisley Park compound in Minnesota. The week prior, his plane made an emergency landing, and the singer was hospitalized for what was reported as a severe case of the flu. Early reports by TMZ, which I might add is a bogus organization, always got their nose in the middle of something where they don't belong. Early reports by TMZ, they have revealed that a musician had overdosed on Percocet, but you know what? They're just trying to stay in the news, so we're not even going to tarnish his beautiful memory with that bullshit. Okay, which he had been taken for a hip issue linked to corrective surgery in 2010. The Carver County Sheriff Department and Midwest Medical Examiner's Office have launched an investigation into the cause of his death. Tribute to the profound, unique artists have poured in from fans all across the globe, as evidenced by impromptu memorials and celebrations of his work, with love especially hailing from his city where Prince was born and continued to live. Thousands of mourners sang to Purple Rain in downtown Minneapolis on the night of his death.
Well, I'm going to pick it up with some of the celebrity reactions. I mean, there's just been like thousands and thousands of people on social media, fans as well as celebrities, who have been, just posting their initial reactions to hearing the news of Prince's transition. So I'll just go with the first one I have. It's from President Obama. And President Obama said, "Today, the world lost a creative icon. Michelle and I join millions of fans from around the world in mourning the sudden death of Prince. Few artists have influenced the sound and trajectory of popular music more distinctly or touched quite so many people with their talent. As one of the most gifted and prolific musicians of our time, Prince did it all: funk, R&B, rock and roll. He was a virtuoso instrumentalist, a brilliant band leader, and an electrifying performer. A strong spirit transcends rules," Prince once said, "and nobody's spirit was stronger, bolder, or more creative. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family, his band, and all who loved him." And that was from President Barack Obama.
Can't get no better than that, huh? Straight from the president.
Yeah. Also, speaking of the president, he had a meeting. I think he was in, where was he today? Was it England?
England.
I think he went to visit the Queen, and he went to meet somebody else, I forgot, some other ranking official. And he said before they had their meeting, they listened to a Prince song. He said just to get them warmed up, they listened to a Prince song. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Who would think the stuffy politicians would break their stuffiness and listen to something like that, right? Yeah.
Well, we also know that Oprah Winfrey posted that she had been listening to his music. Justin Timberlake said he was numb. Mariah Carey said she would never get over it. Spike Lee said he missed his brother and he was a funny cat. And Boy George declared it was the worst day ever. And even Chelsea Clinton offered up thoughts and prayers to Prince's family. And Neil deGrasse Tyson said, "Only now do we know what it sounds like when doves cry, the absence of music from the loss of the artist."
Now that's deep.
Yeah.
And
that's
like
the science man. He said, now we know what it sounds like when doves cry. I was done. I dropped the mic on that one.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean,
you have any, Ketel?
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah, Missy Elliott, this is so heartbreaking. I had this Prince pic drawn on my wall years ago because his music inspired so many people. Rest in peace. Even Paul McCartney, saddened by Prince's death, proud to have seen in the new year with him. He sang fine and played brilliantly funky music. Man, I can't even talk. Whew, it's rough.
I know.
Sheila E., my heart is broken. There are no words. I love you. Because she was engaged to him back in the late 70s.
Yeah. They were friends for like 38 years.
Yeah, they've been together.
Yeah.
He and Sheila E.
I mean, wow. Oof. Not to play on the same stage with Prince again. It's rough.
I can't imagine what that was like. We have one from Shonda Rhimes. Shonda Rhimes was short and sweet. She said, I can't. I just cannot. And that's all the writer and creator of all those fantastic shows, that's all she could say is, I just can't. I cannot.
Wow. Look, I have one. MC Hammer came out the woodwork. Unfortunately true. Heaven is yours. Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah.
Chaka Khan, I loved him. The world loved him. Now he's at peace with his father. Rest in power. Prince, my brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Katy Perry. Katy Perry said, and just like that, the world lost a lot of magic. Rest in peace, Prince. Thanks for giving us so much. Chris Rock, he said, say it isn't so. And Boy George said, remember Boy George?
Yeah.
Boy George said, today is the worst day ever. Prince, rest in peace. I am crying.
I can imagine. He probably influenced him also,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with Rita Ora, but she was on one of his last albums, specifically on a song called Boy Trouble, if you want to look it up. She said the funk oozing out of you was uncontrollable.
Wow.
And she collaborated with him just last year. And she said, I'm not quite sure what to do with myself, but I will miss you forever and always. And that was Rita Ora. She's 24. So he was working with some youngins. He was working with people that were his age. He worked with everybody.
Yeah, he did. Wow. Here's one last one from Iana Van Zant. If music is the language of the heavens, consider that Brother Prince now has the opportunity to be on a musical tour for eternity.
I know that's right.
And we got Donatello Versace. Donatello Versace said, nobody has married music and fashion as #Prince did with Versace. Prince was a genius. Most of all, my friend. Love you, miss you.
Wow. That's deep. That's a lot of people. He touched a lot of people's lives. Yeah.
And we got Darius Rucker, who is a country and western gentleman. Once again, Heaven's band just got even more incredible. One of my absolute idols, #Prince. Thank you for showing me what true greatness is. And that's Darius Rucker, who is a country and western icon.
What's the name of that band?
I'm
trying to think of the name of it. It's a weird name. Okay, we'll think of it. Keep it.
We got.
Well, he's on his own.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Lionel Richie. I know he worked with them also. He said, I can't believe it. I'm in total shock. So many wonderful memories. I will miss him. Yeah. Here's your girl, Alicia.
Go ahead, Alicia Keys.
Yeah, Prince was a gift and a genius. He showed us that we have no limits. His music left me forever changed. Wow. Whew.
Well, my boy Bruno Mars said, Prince, you're one of my heroes, and no one can tell me otherwise, not even you. I'm so fortunate to have witnessed your greatness. Your music will live on forever and ever and will always have a special place in my heart. Thank you.
Wow.
And Madonna said he changed the world. A true visionary. What a loss. I'm devastated. This is not a love song. And the group that Darius Rucker was with was Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah, that's it. Hootie and the Blowfish.
Right. Yeah. Oh, Hootie.
So that was just a brief synopsis of Prince's life and time, and we just wanted to put it out there so that you know we did a complete overall of his time since 1979 up until
from the beginning. 78, from 78 up till now.
Yeah.
And you know, you can't compare him to anybody. You don't compare him to Michael Jackson. They're in two different lanes altogether. We don't compare greatness like that. They both were doing their own thing. There's no way we're gonna was better. It's like saying who was better, LeBron James or Michael Jordan. They're both great basketball players. So who's here to compare? And Michael Jackson is not to be compared with Prince. They both did two different. So God bless them both. They both were in the heavens of the world, and we lost them both, which is so ironic because I'm just glad I lived in a time frame where I was able to witness the two of them.
Oh, for sure.
I'm completely pleased, and so many people that have passed on, you know, between Michael Jackson and Prince and Luther Vandross and Nick Ashford and Maurice White, and just to name a few, just so much talent in my time frame that is passed on that I just and it's amazing. So
also in some of the go ahead, Ketel.
I was just going to add a note about Jennifer Hudson. She's in The Color Purple, and they performed a special tribute to Prince, and she blew it out the park. I'm trying to tell you. Woo.
Yeah,
you know, that woman
every
has
celebrity.
like that.
You know, the interesting thing about Prince is that every celebrity took a back seat to him when it came to watching him perform. They all became just fans. Whenever you went to a Prince concert, I've seen Prince twice in my life, and even the celebrities that was at the concert, they all sat down and just behaved like everybody else because Prince's performance on stage was just phenomenal. Not to mention his performance, but it was a band. And now you look at these groups today, and they just have a empty stage with soundtracks and ones and twos, and it's just amazing how.
And that's not even real musicians.
And Prince brings the whole band situation, and that's almost a dying breed. I had the opportunity to see Earth, Wind & Fire in Chicago a couple weeks ago, and to see bands together on stage again. It's just something about watching a band, guitars and
it's real music,
and horns and things like that. But you go to another concert, and there's soundtracks, and there's tapes, and there's a DJ up there, and the rest of the stage is empty. So it's the time frame we lived in is becoming real short-lived if you're of a certain age. And to sit back and wonder and things you've seen, all you can do is put in the vault of your life and the vault of your memories, because as they say, this too will come to pass. And as we know life today, as we know old school, as we knew Prince and Michael Jackson and other performers that were great, all this come to pass because just like the 80s came in with the synthesizers and replaced all the stuff, and the cassette came in and replaced the 8-track.
But you know what? Nothing can replace real music. When I think back on bands like the Gap Band, SOS Band, you know, who else? Brass Construction. All of the bands that were real bands, the Ohio Players, Parliament Funkadelic. I mean, yes, the Barcades, real bands. Those guys and those women, who else? Rose Royce. Those were real bands.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that.
And Uncle Charlie.
Oh, yes.
Uncle
Charlie's still keeping it going.
And you know, one person I really want Uncle Charlie to go find is Steve Arrington. and I really want them to get together and do some concerts together because Steve Arrington and that group was just,
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what was the name of that band. They did that song Slide.
Fly and
Why
walking
don't
down
you
the
slide?
walking down the street,
What's
watching
the name of that
ladies.
band?
Nobody watching you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But this, I mean, that was real music.
Mhm.
That was the name of the band, Slave.
I want Slave and Uncle Charlie to get together so bad because I miss Steve Arrington and Slave's music. You know.
So, you know, one of the things that when we were talking about Prince's history and all, he was a really big philanthropist, but he kept it secret because he did not want people to really, I guess, pat him on the back.
On what he did.
And know what he was doing. He wasn't looking for
paid
the
for a lot of
publicity.
celebrities' weddings. Funerals,
because
rather.
he wasn't looking for the publicity. He just wanted to do good.
Yeah.
So there were things that he paid for people's funerals, celebrity funerals who had, you know, fallen on bad times and didn't have anything. He handled that.
Yeah.
He handled solar panels for people's homes. He paid for things like helping communities that were trying to, you know, restructure. He did so many things behind the scenes that people had absolutely no idea that it came from Prince. And it's amazing now that some of the people that were, you know, keeping that confidence are now speaking out about it. And it blows your mind that he was doing so many things. People thought he was so odd and so weird and that he probably just, you know, sat up in his studio and made music 24/7. But he was involved with the community, and he was concerned about Black Lives Matter and all kinds of things.
Well, you know, the one thing I want to say, and I mean this sincerely, I think that you need to focus on ownership. You can talk about how weird somebody is or whatever the case may be, but Paisley Park was a multi-million-dollar establishment that was completely self-sufficient, and it had his name on there as ownership.
Oh, for sure.
So for everybody who out there that don't own jack shit, you know, for you to talk about someone that not only took the music by storm, but also, and he stayed permanent in a residence that he had because he felt like that was the place he needed to be. And everybody has to have their own cornerstone. Your cornerstone don't have to always be New York and California and places that are popular and places that are where all the in crowd is. Because when you got an in crowd, you got in breeding. I mean, look who's sleeping with who in California. These people swap wives and husbands. You know, who's dealing with who this week? They're dealing with that one this week. You know, it's like it's so much stuff going on. It's just crazy. So he stayed out in Minnesota. And so be it. And he owned a $10 million complex.
Yeah.
That
it was like 6,500 square feet.
And nobody talked about it being foreclosed or closed in on, or we're going to lose the property because of tax evasion, nothing like that. So I respect the brother for being who and what he was. And he was an introvert in some respects. You know, he died alone like Michael Jackson. And one thing I want to say before we go into the cocktail of the week is that I just wish that so many stars and celebrities that got money and are getting older, instead of you having a barber follow you to cut your hair before your performance, have a doctor follow you. You know what I mean? Put a doctor on your team and to go with you at your different concerts and everything so they could check your vitals and have a black bag full of things you need to keep you straight. Because I think that Prince was sicker than he was leading on to be, and he's being a loner like he was and the way he was by himself like that. You know, brother, when you're that sick, you shouldn't be alone, you know. And like Michael Jackson, they both died at very adverse, awkward situations. You know, the world loved them, but when they died, they were by themselves or by a group of people that couldn't even revive them. You know, if you're going to be with somebody or hang around your group, your people, have someone that can revive you or that can be there for you. You know, get rid of that barber and get you a doctor to go on your tour. Anyway. The cocktail of the week, it's called a Purple Rain. Ketel, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, you want to do it with me? Or?
I got it.
Go ahead.
Purple Rain, in tribute of our late Mr. Prince. It's 1/2 ounce of grape vodka, 3 olives, the 3 olives purple vodka. a half an ounce of cranberry juice, half an ounce of sour mix, splash of club soda, a slice of lime to garnish. That's going to be put into a cocktail glass. We're going to shake the grape vodka, cranberry juice, and sour mix with ice in a cocktail shaker. Drain into a chilled cocktail glass and top it off with club soda and garnish with the lime. That is the Purple Rain in tribute of our man, Mr. Prince. So that's the grape vodka, cranberry juice, sour mix, top it off with the club soda, and it's all cocktail glass. All right, you can check out the Purple Rain on our website at apajamaparty.com. So,
if anybody has any comments in the last couple minutes we're on air, just give us a call. We got a few minutes. You want to send out a dedication to Prince, or you want to give your condolence, whatever. If you're already online, just press 1 and just talk about it. In the meantime, our...
Well, I would just like to say that Prince has made such an impact on my life, and I don't even know what to say. I just feel like I've lost a relative. So, anyway, let's move on with the kiss it list, because I don't want to get emotional.
Yeah, we got to show a kiss it list tonight, because I'm sure we all had some strong closing comments. The one biggest kiss it list we got is Dr. Ben Carson. What an asshole he is. He came out and said that Harriet Tubman, who'd been selected for the new $20 bill, he said that he thought that was a too high of honor for her, that she should have been put on the $2 bill instead.
Really?
Now,
yeah, he's on the list.
He's
a jerk off. He's on the list.
Anyway, Ben Carson, brother.
He earned the top position on the kiss it list this week.
And also Michael Strahan for not telling Kelly what he was doing as far as leaving that morning show and going to Good Morning America. You know, don't get too high in your pants, because you're still a black man. Always remember, the only two free people in this world is a white man and a black woman. Those are the only two species that are free in this world. Okay? Black men have no rank, and white women have no rank. White men and black women are only two free people. So, Michael Strahan, watch your back up there, brother. You should have stayed with Kelly Ripa on that morning show and not go up there to the Good Morning America show, because you could be last hired, first fired.
Okay.
And all the Prince haters out there, people that talk about Prince and all that. And I hope Donald Trump don't say nothing crazy about Prince, because Lord knows.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Anyway, because you know him. And as usual, Macy's and the NFL and all that jazz.
Roger Goodell
and all that jazz.
All the bosses that are jerk off, you're on the kiss it list.
What we got for?
Woo!
We're going to give them this.
Yeah, I was trying to think, was it anybody else I missed? Okay, I guess that's everybody. All right, we got
and
something?
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
For working on Prince all these years and not trying to hold his royalties. And,
that's right. We got something just for you. Here it is.
My entire ass. Kiss my Irish ass. You better kiss my Irish ass. This world kiss my ass.
Kiss my ass.
You can just kiss my ass. Baby, you can just kiss my ass. Oh. You can kiss my country ass. I said if you got a problem with any of that, you can kiss my natural born redneck to the bone, ever-loving country ass. That's right.
We're back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD, here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir.
Ketel's on location in Saudi Arabia. She was following the president. He went to England, and she's still in Saudi Arabia doing some...
I missed my plane.
yeah, you was on that little opium pipe. Anyway...
Well, let me go ahead and give you the last words so I can finish.
Go ahead.
Well, my last word is, as I said earlier, my heart is bleeding purple. I appreciate everybody who turned everything purple in honor of Prince's passing, from the Niagara Falls, the rainbow that was over Prince's house today. That was freaking amazing.
Wasn't that crazy?
I felt like that was God's way of saying, I got him. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So, all of the Astrodome, what is it? The Superdome in New Orleans, they were purple. It's been so many tributes and honors, and it makes my heart happy, even though I'm sad. So I'll miss him, but his music truly, truly will live on forever. Thanks to AMC that's putting his movie Purple Rain in the big screen once again so that people can enjoy it together. I think I know it's playing in 2 places in the DMV. I think I'm going to have to go check it out over the weekend one more time, even though I watch it every time it's on TV. Peace out. Prince, I love you. I miss you. It's not going to be the same without you. That's my last word.
Well, I just want to say, and keep. Go ahead. You going to go, Ketel?
No, go ahead.
I just want to say, in keeping the Prince tradition alive, I just have to say that one of my favorite songs from Prince was International Lover. I just think that song was unbelievable, where he talks about the flight and everything, My plane's parked right outside, baby. Don't you want to go for a ride? I'm an international lover. That song was just unbelievable. Only if you're good, baby. Anyway, God bless you, Prince. Rest in peace, my brother. You have showed your butt hiney, literally, and we are blessed to have had you. Thank you for being as prolific as you were. You were a wonderful, wonderful performer, and God bless you.
My last word is God truly broke the mold when he made you, Prince, and he sent for his angel. And that rainbow signifies that he got you, like Redwine says. If you guys get a minute, listen to Prince's music, his lyrics. He talks about the future. He talks about the youth. He talks about things of the urgency right now. Don't wait. Whatever it is that you need to do in life, you need to do it now. And just be kind to one another. Let's just keep that going. Let's keep his spirit alive and keep what he talked about, humanity, alive. That's my last word. And rest in peace, Prince. I love you.
All right.
Beautiful.
Well, I guess that's it for tonight. We miss Prince, but we'll celebrate his legacy, his music, and everything he stood for. So, this is Redwine. I'm saying bonsoir. Till next week.
And Poppa DD.
You saying good night?
I'm saying good night.
All right. Say good night, Ketel.
Good night.
All right.
And we're out.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so. I bid you farewell, arrivederci, sayonara, and all that sort of cheers.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, good night.
Yabiko. Sana.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now.
Good night, and good luck.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Now give me a kiss and say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for attending our show, and good night.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. This summer party, grown and sexy, join the party. Good summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. This summer party, grown and sexy, join the party. Good summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. This summer party.